said I might be on time. I'm only 2 minutes late. That's not bad, is it? How is everyone tonight? Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see me. If you can hear me and see me, but I'm dead quiet or something like that, let me know. If my volume is not good enough, let me know. I've got all manner of knobs and buttons in front of me. All manner of knobs and buttons all over the place. So we can make changes, but yeah, let me know. Hopefully everyone has already got a snack and a beverage, as my American friend likes to say. We're back on the Hop House 13 this week. It's been a long week, a long old week. So I think I'm deserving of this. But whatever your preferred tipple, hopefully that you've got what you need. So yes, Friday night, done that thing again where I've not done a video this week, so you know, we'll throw in a live stream, see if that works. I don't have a plan, just for a change, but hopefully at least we haven't spent the first 10 minutes sorting out the sound and the video. Let's see who we've got. Let me dip into the chat and see who's here and say good evening to everyone. We've got Jennifer saying she's going to be 10 minutes late, working till 8:30, so she'll be there when she gets home. It's alright, she's on minimum wage anyway from me. I'll allow her the half hour. Big Time Fish Keeper's far too keen. Big Time Fish Keeper got some fish from me this week. And also my first ever DOA. There's a bit of gutting. But it had to happen eventually, so apologies it happened to you. But a load of bristlenose plecos. We've got Stephen, we've got Lee, Simon, Callum handily using his actual name rather than his Smith's Fish. Oh no, he's changed into Smith's Fish Room. At least I can see it's Callum, not Cameron. Callum. Welcome everyone. Who else have we got in here? Say hello if you've joined us. Let us know you're here. Michelle Lee, the big prize winner, he's here tonight. The British noob. How can you be a British noob? You need to explain your name for us. I don't quite know what that means. Who else have we got? Z. Z commented in one of my videos today saying I've scared them off of sumps. Hopefully we can revert that tonight. I think I might just have explained it wrong or made it sound too scary. Fresh trim. What is it the kids say these days? Nice cut, G. Yes, I've had to have my ears lowered. Kaylee's here, another prize winner. We've got Phil's in. Paul McKenna, Josh, Rob, Welsh Weeks, Craig, all kinds of guys. Big Time Fish Keeper. Yes, if you want to see those, you can go and have a look at his channel. So he's obviously got his own YouTube channel. And yeah, by all means, go and have a check out and see his fish, or my fish, in his tanks, if that makes sense. So Z, yes, you've given me a new idea. So sometimes I write down ideas for things we can talk about in the stream. On the stream, this is my ideas list so far. So I'm going to write down sumps because they're not that scary and they're not that difficult. Oh, we've got another suggestion here. Can we talk about having a fish room? I want to convert the garage. Any tips or anything you would want to have done different? I will write that down as well. Who asked for that? That was Lee. Certainly, we can have a go at that. I think I created a post on my website about recreating my little mini fish room. So we might have a look at that. But yeah, I like talking about that kind of stuff. Especially as I've now got a little seed has been planted in my brain about expanding my fish room and getting a fish. What's bigger than a room? A fish house? A big fish room, basically. Talk about Fishtagram. Okay, Josh, everyone go onto Instagram after the stream has finished and follow adventures.aquarium first. And once you've done that, go and look at... This is how busy I've been, Josh. I've not actually managed to stick the sticker anywhere. And then go and follow. Go on, focus. You know you want to. And then go and follow Fish the Gram. And you might even get a sticker if you ask him nicely, you never know. I am drinking a beer at... I've only just started drinking it and I'm already slurring my words. I am drinking a beer, Andy, yes. Oh, Josh has already had a message deleted for the... I've gone into Nightbot and I've told him to chill the F out. You have to type more than 25 letters in caps before you're going to get a timeout. And you're allowed to type multiple emojis now, I think. Mountain Goldfish is here, but busy dipping in and out. That's absolutely fine. Smith's Fish Room is going to put a video out as soon as he updated his fish room / cupboard, and just need to get around to filming it. That's the thing. It's all very well and good being a fish keeper and a hobbyist, and I guess that's something we can talk about later on. Time is it's such a commodity that you just don't have. So this week I've been working extremely hard. I have to caveat that in case any of my colleagues actually watch this. For me, working extremely hard. I've been extremely busy, let's put it that way, going to lots of meetings. It's not like I've been out there digging holes or anything like that, so let's not get carried away about what hard work is, but I've been extremely busy and my time has been taken up a lot, so let's put it that way. So yeah, like for instance tonight I've not even got around to feeding all the fish in the fish room. I've literally finished work, done dinner and fed the kids and done all that kind of stuff, went to the shops to buy my beer, and now I'm here, so... there's just not enough hours in the day. I'd love to be a full-time YouTuber or something like that, but, you know, life just gets in the way, that's the thing. So, yes, time for a big fish in a big fish room, that's what Josh had said in caps. I completely agree. I'd love to have... That's the thing, I'm struggling for space. I've just not got space for anything at the moment. I think I mentioned on the last stream, I'm considering, I'm considering, as if I'm in charge, we're considering moving house. And my wife has very kindly agreed to let one of the considerations for the new house be some kind of outbuilding or big double garage or something along those lines that I can have and turn into my fish room and play around in. And then I can get some big tanks and we can do some... Because I'd always planned in my fish room to do a big plywood tank or something like that, where it was like the kind of length of the garage, so like a 12-foot tank where I could have something impressive. Yeah, but no, I've not quite got around to it, because I want lots of tanks and I want lots of things. That's the problem. I think I can't stick to one thing. Oh, why have I gone all dark? Am I very dark? Lighten up. Lighter. I think it might be this thing. What was I talking about? Yeah, I want lots of things. I like big fish and I like small fish. I love Discus, obviously. They're my number one fish. But I really like tetras and guppies and things like that. And I really like Oscars and I really like... what do we call them? What do you call them? Snakeheads. That's the other one. So I want to get all that kind of stuff, but... just not got space, so hopefully stick around and in months and years to come we'll start to get some big tanks and some extra tanks and we'll have lots of extra stuff. So you're going to have to keep me on track, everyone, because why am I going so dark? What is going wrong? Come on. I might have to get rid of this thing. Hopefully my plosives won't burst your eardrums, but we'll see. Tonight's stream is going to follow the same as any other stream, where I start talking about one thing and then jump onto another subject completely and we go off at a bit of a random tangent. So if people are asking questions in the chat, I can't always keep an eye on the chat because I don't know, I don't have the big brain power to do it. So if any of my mods just spam me in there, if someone asks a question then I need to have a look at it, just post it in it, because I see the mods a little bit more... I don't know what I'm trying to say. The mods have the chat version of a high-vis vest on, so I see their comments a little bit clearer. So let me know. Z has an FX6, but the main issue with the Sump is what equipment is needed. I already use BioHome. An FX6 is a great filter, and right, we will talk about Sumps. I'll do a quick rundown of all the chat to make sure I've said hello to everyone, I'm not being rude, and then we'll talk about Sumps. Hey, talk about additives such as Chem, that's one of those words that I can't say properly. Cichlids stability. That's actually one of the ones I like. But most of them are just snake oil in a bottle. Josh said a big fish in a big fish room, but Nightbot deleted it because he sucks. Oh, he does. Callum's changed Fridays to Tuesdays. Got drunk on a Tuesday for some reason. Well, why wouldn't you? Any day's a school day. That's not the saying. You know what I mean. Andy's fish rooms popped in quickly to say hi, but sadly he's working. I know. Well, I have to work tomorrow. Can you imagine? I don't get paid for it or anything. Nothing wrong with getting drunk any day, says Simon. Quite right. Chug Chug, give us a song, Graham. No. Unless this stream goes on a lot longer than I expect, and I get through a lot more of these than I'm intending to, there'll be no guitar and singing tonight. Oh, I've just seen something flash up there. I missed it. What was it? I'm sure we'll get to it in a second. You'll be glad to know that Lee managed to rehome one of the musk turtles, so not trying to palm one off on you today. He does have 2 Chinese algae eaters, though. I don't want any of them. No thanks, Lee. I do really want some turtles, but again, it's the whole space thing. Josh says I could have a centerpiece fish. I don't need to have all the big fish. Maybe a Mabu, a Fahaka, etc. Yeah, definitely. And I have had a Fahaka and a Mabu. I've not had much luck with them because obviously I don't have them anymore. I really do like puffers. I think they're one of the more interesting fish because they're one of the fish that have personality, and I think that's really important in your showpiece fish. So I've got my flower horn down here, Humphrey. He's fantastic. So I've got a new tank coming for him, which will be here within the next 2 weeks, I've been told. And that'll be in the fish room. That's a nice big 200 and something litre tank that he can have to himself, and he can be my fish room advocate. I really look forward to seeing that. Oh, we've got a new member as well. So I do like Mabus. Never sure how to say it. And Fahaka was one of my favourite fish because he was always up at the glass playing with me. Yeah, definitely. A completely separate house. Well, maybe some of the houses we've been looking at have like separate garages that they're even like outbuildings and things like that I could properly fill out. Find a cupboard like Callum. Yeah, could do that. And that's the thing. I mean, I think it's like anything that once you start, you've never got enough until you've got more. Even if I had a massive big, a big unit. Because that's one of the things I've been looking at, in these industrial estates, and you can hire out units that are for workshops or garages or shops or things like that. I did think about maybe renting a unit and having that as my big studio / fish room / workshop / whatever else I wanted to do. And that might be something to do. But even if you get the biggest one in the world, you'll fill it up eventually and want a bigger one eventually. Well, I think that's just kind of human nature. You want to see the fake guitar in the back? It's not fake, it's perfectly real, that guitar. I did play it once. Terribly. Put another quid in the meter, to get the lights up. Now, I think it's this, the camera focuses on this thing, so I was trying to be all nice with the sound. Not that it makes much of a difference, probably. Now everyone's eardrums are dead because I've just bashed it. Let's see how we do. Big time fish keeper. My wife very kindly loves my fish, so I've got half the lounge. She bought me a 7-foot, 300-gallon tank. That's the kind of wife you want. My wife is also excellent and is indulging me in my hobby. Josh with a super chat. Buy a centerpiece fish with this £2. Maybe a Mabu. It'd have to be a very small Mabu for £2, I suppose. But thank you nonetheless. I love my FX6 and FX4s, says Danny Ken Aquatics. Right, let's race through these. Best day for drunkenness, definitely Friday, Saturday. I agree, when you don't have to get up the next day. We've got Urban Hafner has joined the adventurers. Thank you very much and welcome. You now have access to all these weird and wonderful new, what they're called? Emojis, that's the word. So, go wild. Any outdoor pond plans in the summer? I definitely did have some outdoor pond plans for the summer, for the spring actually. That was one of the things we were going to do in the back garden of this house, but if we're thinking of moving, there's not much point doing that, so that might go on hold this year and be something for the new year. I missed a super chat by Josh. Yes, I've caught up with it eventually. Thank you, Josh, again. Wild caught Tetradon Shudeludidenti I find hard. The captive breeds currently less so. They seem to do best in a group. Yes, I did look. They're quite expensive though. About, I think the last time I priced them up they were like 65 quid each, and they do better in a group, so definitely. Josh got my attention, yes. Thank you, Simon. Yes. Yes, Callum, I've been looking at my massive unit. Paul here saying another in a long line of rainy days in SENC. Southeast North Carolina, I'm going to guess. I don't know. As always, we always want to have the competition of who's the furthest away. Dougie has a question. Unfortunately, I can't answer it. Where is Dougie? Let's go back and see if we can find Dougie's question. Anyone had experience with the Easy Life Blue Exit? Bought some to combat some BGA, but heard mixed reviews. Easy Life Blue Exit. That's not something I've heard of, if I'm completely honest. Let's do a bit of Googling. Easy Life Blue Exit. What is it? Alright. Blue green algae / slime algae. I've definitely had that in the past, but I've never used Blue Exit. Easy Life products I've used before, so I've used their liquid carbon stuff, I've used their Profito. Sorry, I've never used it. I do like Easy Life stuff, so give it the best. Give it a go. It's not going to be terrible. For that kind of blue-green algae, if you've got that stuff that is the filamentous stuff and it's horrible, and I know exactly what you mean by that, I think the best thing you can do is multiple water changes. So up your water change routine and get in there and pick it off. It'll take weeks, but if you keep going at it, add more plants, or let the plants that are in there breathe and consume more of the nitrates and things, they'll eventually you'll tip the balance and they'll outcompete the algae and you'll get back on track. But maybe that will help, but I've never used it, so sorry, I can't tell you. Smashes mic. Yes, sorry everyone that's wearing headphones. Phil says I'm the Les Dawson of guitar. Well, very much so. I'll quite happily sit here for an hour holding it and not actually play a note. I've done that a few times. It never ends well when I start playing guitar. I've been trying to practice more, I must admit, during lockdown. And if my wife is watching, let me know, because she hates it. And I quite often get the "shut up! Why are you playing that same song over and over? Don't you know how to play Wonderwall by now?" But you know, you've got to have things to do. How's the little pond thingy in the front of your house doing? It's doing well. It's not got anything in it because it's winter, so it's been frozen for the best part of the last fortnight. But it's fine. I had a load of white cloud mountain minnows out there, but I brought them in and they're now in that tank. Well, some of them are. So I'll put them back out again in the spring when it gets a little bit warmer. Portland, Oregon, United States. That's definitely quite far away. Paul has a duck pond in his backyard that he didn't know he had. That must be one big backyard. There's Big Time Fish Keeper asking everyone to smash the thumbs up button. We should definitely do that. Let's have a look at the stats. We've got 56 viewers at the moment and 25 likes. Come on, one out of two of you isn't doing your job here. Let's see if we can get those likes up by the next time I check. Easy Life White Spot Cure is always worth a treat. Yeah, Easy Life stuff, I think it's good. I've always worked well with it. See, I really struggle to follow this chat sometimes. I apologise. I do work in IT. I should know how to do this sort of thing, but it jumps about all over the place. Right, I think I've said hello to everyone. If I haven't said hello to you, hello, welcome, thank you for joining us. Let us know in the comments where you are, and we'll see how far away you are. Not that you win a prize, because you live too far away. Paul says I got it right, Southeast North Carolina. Way, I got there in the end. Having a very long run of rain. Yeah, it seems that our American chums are having all kinds of problems at the moment. I've been reading about lots of problems with ice and snow and freezing temperatures in Texas and places like that, because it's, I guess, completely alien to anyone from Texas at the moment that they would be having ice and snow and all those weird sort of things. I guess it's not really geared up for that kind of stuff. I guess that's why. I mean, the things that I'm reading about Texas, they're not really that extreme to the likes of us who are used to that kind of weather. It every now and again does get into the minus figures and sits there for a couple of weeks over here. But if you're used to the temperature being, I don't know, quite mild by this point, and yet it's minus 10, then yeah, that could be quite a shock. And I think it's also the just the general infrastructure just isn't prepared for it. So when you have buildings that they don't expect to ever have to deal with those sort of temperatures, they're not built to withstand those sort of temperatures. So I'm seeing lots of people with tanks inside their house, completely frozen solid. That is just, that's crazy. So if you are over there and you're struggling, hopefully it's not too bad. So Dougie says, thanks for the answer. Do twice weekly 50% water changes with manual removal and the tank is packed with healthy plants. If only we could buy erythromycin in the UK. Yeah, I'm not sure that would help with the algae. Isn't that more of an antibiotic or an anti... the word that now I can't think of. Nope, not antibiotic. I'm having a mind blank. How long have you been doing the twice weekly 50% changes? Because I've never come across it where if you are doing that level of water changes that it can persist. So if you've only been doing it a little while, keep it up, and in a few weeks you will get on top of it, and hopefully you'll get past it. Why can I not think of what the word is? You go to the doctors if you're ill, and you get pills like amoxicillin and other things, and if you don't take the whole course, then it builds up resistance. Come on chat, help me out, what's the word? Antibiotics. Is that what I already said? God, losing my mind. Anyway, never mind. How's the new pea puffers doing, says Big Time Fish Keeper. I haven't got any new pea puffers. No, I've just got the same ones I've always had. I've been hoping to get some new pea puffers. chefscasino.com. Maybe to personal request, but do you work full time? How much time do you spend in your fish room? Maybe too personal a question, I guess that means. How much time do you spend in the fish room on a weekly basis? Yes. I do work full time, so although my colleagues would say that my definition of work might be strained, But yes, I work in IT. I'm a technical delivery manager. Basically, I draw pictures of networks and computers and solutions and things like that, and talk them through, and have lots of clients of managed services and do all sorts of IT stuff. So I do that all day, every day, and even some evenings. And then I spend the rest of the time either looking after the kids, because we're doing homeschooling here at the moment because all the schools are shut. Well, it's actually half term this week. So I've got 3 kids, so I've got them to look after and feed and water and all those kind of things. So not as much time as I'd like is spent in the fish room, I must admit. But I do spend most evenings in there tinkering around. It's my little space where I get a little bit of headspace to go in and play with the fish for an evening. So I don't know, maybe an hour a day, something like that. Everything's kind of run up to run automatically, so I've got automatic water change systems and all that kind of good stuff, so I don't need to do that. It's more about me spending time in there because I want to do that. Sorry, I probably antibiotic, it is the word. Callum asking about Escher products. Yes, I know Escher products. I also have used them in the past and happy to use them. Escher, so freshwater ichthyology is here. Escher isn't bad. The ingredients I personally don't use normally. For dosing large tanks, it's a nightmare. I know what you mean by that. From talking with the industry, they are a more European style, less harsh. Yes. I've talked to a few of my American colleagues, and it doesn't seem that Escher products are available as readily. Or some of them do know them and have used them, but yeah, it was a lot of blank stares of what? No, never heard of that. Luke says, been pondering what to do with my 5x2x2 tank. I've decided to get a Haka puffer. Dreamfish after watching your videos. Keep up the good stuff. Haka puffers are great fish, and that's probably a good sized tank for them as well. Yes, it's an antibiotic. Corey swears by it. Maybe a blackout could help. A blackout would probably be a good idea, definitely. I don't see how an antibiotic would help you with an algae problem. And I generally don't agree with the use of antibiotics as a kind of preventative measure. So I know Corey. So Corey, I guess you're talking about Corey from Aquarium Co-op. He has what he calls his trio for quarantining fish and things like that, where he'll bring them in and he'll dose them and hit them with General Cure, erythromycin, and one other one which I can't remember. Fine, works for him. I don't really have a problem with him doing that, if that's what his thing is. If it was that bad, we should be telling, is it API, I think, produces all those ones. API sell it for that purpose, and he uses it for that purpose, and it works. Yeah, I kind of see where that is, but I don't like preventative treatments for things, especially when there's antibiotics involved, because if it is a preventative treatment and you're using antibiotics, you're lessening the effectiveness of the antibiotics when you potentially need it a little further down the road. And I just don't really agree with the whole using antibiotics to treat nothing thing. You should only be doing, whether it's antibiotics or not, you should only be treating a problem rather than any kind of preventative stuff. But, you know, I'm not an expert, I'm just an enthusiastic amateur. I'm going to need to learn how to say this properly. Erythromycin is an antibiotic. Yes, it's an antibiotic. So not available in the UK without a prescription. Very true. Although it is. It's just not sold legally. But you can definitely get it. I'm getting very dark again. I don't know quite what the problem is. Who knows? Yes, everyone's now saying antibiotics. I need to catch up a bit quicker, don't I? Blue-green algae is actually a bacteria rather than an algae. Yeah, I guess that's... Yeah, I see where you're coming from there, because it can also be... What's the word? Welcome to the stream of Graham forgetting what words are used to describe things. Cyanobacteria, things like that. So I guess, yeah. Still, I don't think antibiotics are the way to go with it. It would only be bacteria, so perhaps cyanobacteria... I should really just read these rather than to make myself look like an idiot trying to remember words. So freshwater ichthyology, it would only be bacteria, so perhaps cyanobacteria. Most other algae are more in the realm of plants and protozoa. Yes, cyanobacteria, there you go. I'll catch up eventually. Jack says, love the channel, so easy to chill to. Thank you very much. I'm not that sad that you can't just use antibiotics like that with all the potential resistance and all. Exactly, and that's what it is. Do I plan on having more live plants for sale on the website, Graham? I do plan on having more live plants on the website. As soon as I can find someone to supply me with live plants in bulk, other than just me having extra plants from my tanks and selling cuttings and extra growth and things like that. Let's see if we can get a little bit more light happening here. Come on. Maybe if I just stand back here. Stand? I'm sitting. You know what I mean. Anyway. I would love to get more plants. I'm in talks with a couple of companies. They generally don't want to supply me because I'm not a proper shop, and I get that, and we've talked about that before, so I won't go on and on about that. But basically, most companies want to supply bricks and mortar shops, so I'm more and more being supplied by hobbyists who have grown stuff. So my endlers and my guppies, they've come from an enthusiastic hobbyist rather than a professional fish farmer or anything like that. So, and I think they're actually going to send me some plants soon as well, so I might have some soon. Hello from New Jersey. Hello, Daniel. Right, I'm trying not to skip through, but the chat moves around of its own volition, and I can't help. Can we start an electric bill fund for Graham's lighting? I've got loads. I'm practically blinded by the light that's up here as well, so it's ridiculous that I should be so dark. I am trying a new camera lens, so I don't know if you can tell or notice or see any difference in quality, so it might be the lens itself that's doing some kind of funny business. Yeah, just keep shouting light every time it goes too dark if I don't notice. Dougie too faffs around with IT stuff. People assume I build diggers. And it sounds way cooler if you don't correct them. I agree. We call it the dinner party question. I dread it when people say, oh, what do you do for a living? Because invariably they want me to fix their PC, and that's very much not what I do. I can do that, but that's not my job. Hey Mickey, we've got Mickey in. He's hello. He's hello? You know what I mean. Fun for Graham's dementia treatment. Oh, yeah. Completely, that is a thing. What's the youngest someone can get dementia? Because I'm pretty sure I'm getting there. I went to Asda earlier on, so here's another tangent. Went to Asda earlier on, waited in the queue to get into Asda, got my face mask on, got my trolley, got in there, and had no idea why I was there. I could not remember what I was meant to be buying. That's why I went, couldn't remember. But yeah, it seems to be happening more and more these days. Anyway, antibiotics might affect the bacteria in the filter like chloramine T and acroflavin, and is known for that. Also the bacteria in the fish's gut and slime coat, so best not used as preventative. Couldn't agree more. So this is where I say something and then 5 minutes later I get down to everyone agreeing with the comments that I've written. So Welshweek says, unfortunately I had a bad bacteria, cyanobacteria, and did a blackout, etc., and it came back within a few weeks. I mean, we need to dig into that a little bit more. I think that's the problem, is quite often, and I've been guilty of this as well, where I've had bad algae, whatever goes wrong, you spend weeks getting it right, you go, right, I fixed it, and then within 2 or 3 weeks it starts coming back again. Of course it does. If you don't change anything, it's going to keep coming back. So you either need to keep doing the things you do to get rid of it, so whether it's upping water changes, lowering light, feeding less, all these other things, which This just sounds so simple, and you almost don't like to tell people that, because they're like, well, of course I know that, these are all the obvious things. But you need to actually do them as well, and I'm as guilty as anyone else who's going, oh yes, I know we shouldn't have lights on for 14 hours a day, and then I leave my lights on for like 3 days straight. It happens. Jab says he thought he could see the wrinkles tonight. Yeah, I don't need a good lens to be able to see the wrinkles. I've got plenty of them. Smith Fishroom, could it be that you're having small strokes? Thank you. Way to settle my nerves. Yes, it's my age. Better get used to it. Thanks, Steve. I think it just might be an old man thing. IT, turn it on, turn it off and on again. Sorted. As an IT professional, you would be surprised how many times that actually works. Right, I think I've got to the bottom of the chat. So, sumps. We were asked about sumps. Why is it moving around so much? So, I made a video, and this is, again, a little bit of a tangent. My video about sumps was one of my most popular videos that month, and even for a few months afterwards. I've got no idea why. It's literally me sitting in front of my sump going, this is a sump, this is how a sump works, and babbling. I watched it back a couple of weeks ago because someone mentioned something in it, and it is literally me just going, well, water comes in here and it moves here and it does this and does that. I remember when I made it thinking, no one's going to watch that, that's a ridiculous video, why would I have made that? It did really well. But yes, so was it Zeb, something like that? Sorry, probably gone now because I've been waffling on about something else all night since then. Z, that's what it was. Z commented on that video earlier saying that I think I've put them off sumps now because it seems so complicated now. It's probably the way I explain it. So the number one thing I get from people who are interested in sumps is, oh, I'd love a sump, but... And the number one thing that they give is, I don't want to flood my house. There seems to be this, I don't know whether this was something back in the day, in the olden days, that people who had sumps were always flooding their houses because they had a sump. But, I mean, there are a few rules that you need to make sure you've got. See, it's still here. Obviously, what you've got is a tank down at the bottom, and a tank at the top. A tank at the bottom is your sump, a tank at the top is your tank with your fish in it. So you've got a pump in the sump, it's pushing water into there. That water is then going over to the overflow and flowing back into the sump, so that's your circle. So the only thing that can go wrong within that is a blockage somewhere. So you need to, literally, there are so many ways you can plumb a sump to have Herbie overflows, or all these weird and wonderful names for the ways the overflows work. But all you need to say is, sit in front of it and say, right, where the pipe's going out and where are the pipes coming in, what happens if that blocks? So if it's one where it's in the display tank and the overflow gets blocked, what's going to happen to the water? And generally, if you're buying a sump or making a sump, certainly if you're buying a sump, it will already have considered all these things. If you're making a sump, you need to consider these things. But generally, if the overflows get blocked, you don't want to pump too much water into the display tank. If the power goes out, you don't want too much water draining into the sump. You don't get to choose how much water either gets pumped in or drains out. You just need to make sure that there's enough room in either tank to handle those situations. And it's really not that much more complicated than that. The thing that's great about sumps is it gives you the opportunity to do whatever the hell you want within that sump. And go on Facebook, ask someone what's the best way to set up my sump. You'll get 10 responses saying 10 completely different things. It's really a personal preference, whatever you want to do. If you want to use alpha grog, if you want to use pot scrubbers, if you want to use any kind of media within the sump, and if you don't know what media is just the stuff, it's your filter media, it's the stuff the bacteria is going to cling to and live on and eat all the nasties in the water. It doesn't really matter what it is, and if you have a sump, you can go with the worst, least efficient media in the world, because you've got so much more space to put all that media, and it can just live in there and do its thing. You can put your heaters in there, you can put if it's a marine tank, you put your skimmers and things like that. you don't have to have them in the display tank. So the display tank can just be fish, plants, nice things. I'm sorry for bashing that again. Things that you want to look at rather than things that are doing a job. And you can have all your gubbins in the sump. So that, as well as increasing the water volume in general, which is always a good thing. The more water you've got, the more protection you've got against things going wrong. So that's why I think personally sumps are the king of filtration, closely followed by canister filters, again in my opinion, and I'm not an expert or anything, I'm just a enthusiastic amateur. And then your hang-on backs, your sponge filters, all that kind of stuff. And again, it's horses for courses. If you have a small tank, there's no point putting a sump on it. You really don't need it, although it would give you benefits. So hopefully, not to go, I could probably talk about it for hours, but sumps, good. Not scary, not difficult. If you want, ask some questions. This live stream business, it's not brilliant for asking questions because your host is an idiot and can't keep up with the chat, but join my Facebook group and send me messages on Instagram or whatever social media, Twitter, anything. I'm on them all. In fact, someone post all my socials. You'll see them come up on the screen every now and again down here. In fact, that's probably something we should be asking people to do. If you are on Facebook, go and check out the Aquarium Adventures group, but there's also an Aquarium Adventures page. And if you follow that, rather than just liking it, or like it or follow it, either of those things is great. But that helps out as well with the whole engagement thing. But anyway, I do have a group where some like-minded people can gather and ask all the stupid questions we want. And there's no such thing as a stupid question. But that's a little bit easier to have the back and forth and share pictures and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, do that. Right, hopefully that's covered sumps, but no doubt you'll ask a question that I'll get to in about 10 minutes and we'll do a follow-up. Anyway. Big Time Fish Keeper is very fortunate he doesn't get any algae issues at all and the lights are on 10 hours a day. Yeah. I mean, I've got similar tanks. These two tanks, the lights are on for the same amount of time and I get different amount of algae in each tank, but that's purely because there's different things going on. Their own... Each tank is its own little ecosystem, so I don't really mind algae because I think algae does quite a good job for the health of things. It's just unsightly. You don't want it in the front glass. I don't mind it on the side glass. I don't know if you can see these tanks. There's quite the bit of algae growing here that I need to get in and sort out, but the sides and the back, they've got quite the coating of algae, but I don't really mind that. Got any plans for the future you can share with us? New dream fish, any new tanks? I do have a bunch of new tanks coming. Well, I hope so. They've still not sent me an invoice, so technically I've not paid for it, so I guess until I pay for them I don't know that they're going to come. But I've bought a bunch of new tanks because if you don't know, I have a flower horn and a tank over there. I'm upgrading his living conditions and he's going to live in a new tank down in the fish room. And then I have some angelfish in the fish room that are going to come up and live in his tank. And then the big angelfish tank I'm going to replace with 4 smaller tanks. So I can get different types of smaller fish in there. So that's the next few weeks basically. Other than that, it's do I move house or not? And then there'll be all kinds of upheaval. 50% of you not clicked the like button yet. It doesn't hurt, honest. Thank you very much. What are we at the moment? Let's have a look. We're up to 65 viewers. I think that might be some kind of record. 38 likes, 64. Oh, we're still quite low down. Go on, click that button. Go on. You know you want to. Go on. Simon has brush algae in his planted tank. Kind of used to it. It's part of the tank. Yeah. I have blackbeard algae on several of my sponge filters and tanks in the fish room. It only ever lives on the sponge filters. I'll leave it there. It's no big deal. Have you ever used hang-on back overflows for a sump? I don't think I'm brave enough to drill the tank and it's full of water. I haven't, but I have seen them used in a few places. And the people who owned them swore blind that there was no problem and they were absolutely perfect and they ran like a dream. Don't know. Again, I think you have to build in your fail-safes. I think that's the main thing, is making sure that if it doesn't go wrong, what happens, and if what happens is not it floods my house and pumps all the water out of my fish tank, then fine. But if it is that, then it's a little bit more risky. Drilling a tank is not as big a deal as you think it is. The big deal is quite often tanks, or commercial tanks, are made from tempered glass and aren't as easy to drill, and a few people have given me some excellent tips on how to spot tempered glass, none of which I can remember now, but basically involves polarized sunglasses and blue iPads or something like that. Jennifer, she's one of the people that told me how it works, so type in the chat or tap up Jennifer afterwards to find out how to tell if it's tempered, because if it's tempered, it still can be drilled technically, but it's not as easy. Pardon me. Yeah, watch my video about drilling tanks. It's not as hard as you think, but also watch my video about drilling tanks where I say I've broken quite a few tanks drilling tanks. But yeah, it's... And I must admit, I don't know if you're here, Lee, but one of my other subscribers, he watched my video, took to drilling a tank and smashed it. So, it can go wrong. Let's put it that way. What's up, Cooper Aquatics? Hello there. Courtney Smith Higram, thank you for my stickers. You're welcome. Hope you didn't share them. A t-shirt with enthusiastic amateur would be class. I might get that designed up, yeah. I mean, I do get loads of comments on videos, on Facebook, on all kinds of things where people just... They don't spam me with questions, and I try and answer all the questions that I get asked, but I get loads of questions that are like... I kept 6 of these fish that you've never heard of until I've sent you this message, and one of them's acting a bit funny. What is the problem? I know. I know a lot about the things that I know a lot about, but there are way more things that I know absolutely nothing about. So I just have to caveat every piece of advice I ever give is, yeah, I'm not an expert. Whisper Aussie, having a problem with one of my Discus, hasn't eaten for 4 days now, looks healthy, no colour change or any white poop, just acting a bit Cichlids sometimes. Any help would be appreciated. It's not unusual for a Discus to go off its food for a little while without it being something terrible, so I would just monitor the situation for a while. You do need to this is disgusting, but you do need to try and make sure you watch it for poop and see if there is anything going on with the poop, because the poop is what diagnoses most of the Discus problems. But if it's not losing colour, or if it's not going dark, if it's not clamping fins, all those are signs of problems. Just chilling out for a bit might be anything from it's been startled and had a whack on something, to it's got bullied by another fish and it's just staying out the way for a little while. 4 days isn't terrible, as much as you do want to feed your fish and make sure that they're eating and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, as long as it's not doing any of the other signs of bad things, then just keep an eye on it and keep trying to feed it and keep offering it things, and maybe do some treat foods and see if you can spot feed as well, just to get it back into the habit of eating. Because sometimes, and I don't want to scare you off or anything, but sometimes Discus will, I don't know, they'll just have a funny turn and go off eating for a few days, and it's almost like they forget that they're meant to eat. And you're like, God, how stupid are you, fish, come on. And then they'll, oh yeah, oh, brine shrimp, yeah, I'll have some of that. Pardon me. So live foods are good for that sort of thing, or if you can't get live foods, frozen brine shrimp, all that sort of stuff, they are like catnip for Discus, so that might help. Sponge filters are great for low cost. Sponge filters, as much as I say Sumps up here, as in Filtration Kings, for smaller tanks, sponge filters, absolutely fantastic. I love the things. I think Sumps are great, but not necessary unless you have a huge bio load. You're not wrong, but nothing's really necessary. You don't even need a filter necessarily. If you have a very well planted tank and a very low stock, you could get away with no filter. sumps have benefits other than filtration. Like I say, you can hide equipment in there, they can increase your water volume, that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, you're not wrong. I'm running the Oase, I can never remember how to say that, Oase 600 thermal canister filter, very impressed with it, just setting up a 350 litre tank, running 2 of them in there. I've heard lots of good things about the thermal range from however it is you say that company. So if anyone's watching from Oase, if you want to send me one, happily try it out. I get algae issues, so I buy common plecos. Every Florida YouTuber. Yes, definitely. The only stupid question is the one you don't ask. Yes, definitely. And a quick note on questions, and I'm probably guilty of this myself. You only know what you know, so I don't think there is such a thing as a stupid question. There's a question that gets asked on repeat, forever, ad nauseum, and sometimes you do get a bit jaded. If you're in a group for a long time, and then the 125th person comes along and says, oh, I bought 15 fish yesterday and put them in my fish tank, and now they're all acting funny, what's going on? And you're like, ugh. But you have to look at it from the other person's point of view, because this is their first visit here. They've obviously gone to a Pets at Home, or I don't want to pick on Pets at Home, but they've obviously gone somewhere, got some advice which has turned out not to be as good as it could have been. They're hitting a problem and they're reaching out for help, and if everyone jumps down their throat, they're not going to get that help, and they're going to give up, and they're going to bugger off, and they're going to go and play golf or do some other hobby instead. So as much as people do get short with that sort of thing, I would hope that people in my group and my mods in there will look out for that. That doesn't happen there. And you're right, there isn't a stupid question. There's a question that might have been asked and answered 100 times, but if it's the first time you've asked it, go for it. Giveaway tonight. Yes, we're going to do a couple of giveaways. God, what time are we at? God, we're nearly an hour in. I haven't even mentioned a giveaway. So we've got 60 odd people here. I'm going to do my giveaway of... I won't put it on because it's brand new actually. So we'll do a hat and some fish foods. I've got all my piles of fish food here. I'm not just randomly pawing at things. We'll do a little giveaway. I think, was it Kaylee won it last week? We'll do... I don't know. I haven't decided what to give you yet, but I'll do a little box full of some goodies and it'll keep you going. You can try some stuff out. Some stickers. There's a thing. Let me write down stickers. Some weird stuff's been going on with stickers recently. Yeah, so we'll give away a couple of stickers. We'll give away a few things. And then Phil has very kindly offered to give away a towel again. So... But I do insist on paying for it this time, Phil. You don't have to keep giving stuff away for free for me. Aquarium Adventures towel. Oh, it's so lush. I probably shouldn't have done that, because I've been doing all kinds of stuff. Anyway, it's a very nice towel, and I think they are just normal hand towels, so they're very, very nice. But they do have the fantastic Aquarium Adventures logo embroidered in. Proper high quality stuff here. Go on, focus. You know you want to. So you can get a towel of that, nice and dark, so it'll hide all your mucky tank doings. It's got a nice loop on either end, so as you can hang it up somewhere. It's just, I think it's perfect, and I know I would say that, but hopefully all the other people who have one will say the same thing. It's very nice. It's nice and soft, very absorbent, as you would want a towel to be. So we'll do a towel as one giveaway, UK only, because, you know, we're not made of money. And then we'll do another giveaway for food and a hat, which I have here, so I can send that direct from here. The towel will come direct from Phil. Hat and food will come direct from me. We'll do two so as it keeps the interest going for a little while. What would you like to have first, towel or food? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, there we go. Kaylee Blackshaw, yes, prize very gratefully received. Again, if you join my Facebook group, you'll see pictures of her looking all smug with her stuff. The perfect towel for your mucky doings. Ugh. Yeah, so check out my website if you want to buy any of this stuff. You don't want to rely on winning it. Very exciting news. I've now, rather than having to sellotape the postage stamps to them, I've now got some proper labels that will print off sticky labels for. No one cares. Shut up, Graham. So while we're all deciding whether you want towel or food first, let's see if this works. It's never going to work, is it? Oh, it did work. So hopefully you can still hear me and see things. Who knows? These are some stickers that Phil has kindly worked up for me. So I'm going to start giving these away with orders and as little prizes and promotions and things like that. Didn't even ask him. He's just done this off his own back. So big massive plug for Phil's printing company, Elite Logos. Oh, I should really prepare stuff. What's it called? Elite Logos for you. So if you live in Stoke-on-Trent, although I believe he ships everywhere, and you have any printing needs, he's done all this for me. He's designed the logos, designed the stickers, without any input from me really. It's great stuff, and as you can see, the towels themselves and the shirts are brilliant. You can't go wrong with these. Look at that. Who wouldn't want a shirt like this and a towel like that? So thank you very much to Phil. Let's swap back. So hopefully we'll get those stickers in soon and we can send them away to everyone who places an order or do some more giveaways and all that kind of stuff. Let's have a look. Towel, food, towel, food. That's not going to work, is it? I'm never going to manage to check that. Ollie Cam, how are you doing? I remember you had a bit of trouble last week. You were struggling with your fish. Hopefully they're doing a little better this week. Lee wants us to put it all in a box and give it away to one very lucky winner. Yeah, I imagine you would say that, wouldn't you? Lee won the big giveaway for the 10,000 subscribers. Going all dark again. Let there be light. I'll just have to shout from here, because if I move, I get all dark. Anyway. Hacks, everyone loves a hat. Right, let's do hat and food first. That's what we'll do. So, what you're going to have to do is you have to be an active user. And let me just share this screen. Because last week, I very rudely didn't let any of the mods win a prize. So as you can see, mods are now eligible, as well as regulars and members. You don't get any benefit for being a member. Pardon me. So everyone is as likely as anyone else to win. So we need to think of a word to win, and the criteria for winning is you have to like. So click that like button. We should all have done that already. Currently got 65 viewers still and 57 likes. My god, we're getting there. So click that like button. Join if you haven't already joined, or subscribe. You don't have to join. Join if you want. The more members the better. But yeah, just have to be a subscriber. You have to like it, and then you have to type a word into chat, and that word is, what am I giving away? That word is, well, in fact, let me set it up first, because if I tell you now, you'll all just start typing it in. I think Josh is onto something. Hat food. Not cat food. Hat food. So, like this. Oh, yeah, that's much better, Callum. I should have made it mucky doings. I'll do that for the other one. Hat food. Type that into chat, and you will eventually get a few people will get eligible. So we've got 2 eligible users at the moment. 4 eligible users. Yeah, that's it. All one word. One David. No space. No Philip. No space. Hat food. One word. I know it's not really a word, so yeah, I'll give you that. Josh, you only knew it because I saw your suggestion and I used it. So, mods as well. Let's get in there. $33 eligible users. And if I haven't said already, you have to be from the UK or very close. I ain't sending this to Australia. Hello, Maple Street Aquatics. How are you this fine evening? Well, it's probably afternoon for you, isn't it? You're not eligible for this prize giveaway because you live too far away. So I think that's long enough for everyone. We've got 40 eligible users. So shall we find out who wins this one? What Scottish Ogre said. Bunnet's grand. I just Heedball. That reminded me of a conversation I had a few weeks ago where someone just stared at me. Anyway, hat food. We've all had a chance to type in hat food into the. Let's see who wins. Click the roll it button. Oh my god, Kaylee Blackshaw has won again. I can't believe it. It's a fix. Let me just do this again, make sure there's not some kind of weird thing that only focuses on Kaylee Blackshaw. No, it's different people every time. Well done, Kaylee. What can we say? I can't say fairer than that. You all saw it was all above board. Oh, now it's going to tell everyone's won. It's not rigged. It's not a fix, honest. Kaylee's just obviously very lucky. Well, we'll see if Kaylee wins the next one, then it will properly be a fix. Hey, it's all above board. You saw me click the button. It's definitely not a fix. She's going to be decked out in merch. Nightbot maybe has a thing for Kaylee. Right, let me know if you want a hat, because you've already got a hat, and how many heads have you got? Anyway, what can I say? Sorry. Definitely not a fix. You all saw me press the button. But I'm going to rule you out from the next prize, Kaylee. If you win again, something's definitely gone wrong. Something smells rotten. What's with the darkness? Light. It's almost like a magic. Right, let's have a look at the chat again. You're no doubt all complaining. Well done, Kaylee, well done. Oh, you're not too bitter then, everyone, thank you. Kaylee is not the name of my drag act. Everyone knows what that is. She does have 7 tanks. Well, hopefully you can get use of some food then. So, stickers. So you saw my stickers there that Phil's very kindly putting together for me. There's a thing going on YouTube or on Instagram possibly, I don't know, but I've been inundated with people asking me if I want to take part in the sticker program. And quite a few of them have been, "Hi, do you do stickers?" And I don't really know how to answer that question. I don't know if they mean, do I sell stickers or do I don't know, stick things on people? I don't know what the deal is. But other people sending me, do you want to swap some stickers? And I've not had anyone ask me that since I was at school, and it was for the football album or something like that. Pardon me. So I don't know, is there some kind of international sticker swap thing going on where people have to get... Oh, what's going on there? Courtney Smith has become a member. Thank you very much, Courtney. Anybody else want some stickers? So I don't know what the deal is. apparently it's a thing where people just swap stickers with each other, so, you know. Right, let's see if we can sit back a little bit. Can you all still hear me? Right, if you're on headphones, cover your ears for a minute. I'm going to sit back here a little bit, and hopefully it won't go dark all the time. Yeah, so Josh, obviously, from Fish the Gram. Go on, focus. Go on. Josh from Fish the Gram, he sent me that, and then I sent him some stickers. I thought that was just a normal thing. But now I've got like 30 odd people in my messages saying, stickers! Swap stickers! Do you want some stickers? I don't know what the hell's going on. Is it just like, is that a normal thing on Instagram? Football stickers, yeah. I'm like, swap, need, got. The football album, 1988. That was the first one I ever filled up. That makes me feel old now. Alright, so yeah, Instagram people do sticker swaps. I sent like 15 out to the US. You're in IT, don't you? You're supposed to put stickers on everything. That is very true. The Panini football album, yeah, that's the one. The whole sticker thing just completely passed me by, and I didn't get it. Don't forget to edit out the YouTube intros and add in the new adventurers. Oh, we get new adventurers as well. I will definitely need to edit that if we've got some new adventurers. Mucky Doings towel swap. Where have you ordered your new tanks from? I have ordered my new tanks from... go on. I've had them from there before. What's the name? Let me see. I'll have to open up my emails. Dementia's kicking in again. NACD. They are, I want to say in Birmingham, but I can't remember if that's true or not. I had actually ordered tank. Oh, it's still going dark. Right. You're just going to have to put up with me being dark. I mean, why would you want to see this anyway? I had ordered them from another company, if you remember in last week's or the week before stream, where I had got a load of bills came in for all manner of things. I had to, well, I wanted to postpone it for a month or a couple of weeks or something like that, and they just went silent on me and weren't coming back to me and wouldn't talk to me or anything. So I'd paid for them and all that, and I'd asked, can I have a refund? I'll buy them all next month. And if the worst came to the worst, I'd been fine with it. So I just left them. Thought they were going to do that, and then eventually, and I think it was because my credit card was going to, they had offered to grab the money back, so they eventually came back and gave me a refund. So I thought, oh, I'll go with another company, and I had tanks from NACD before, and they were very good. Those little ones that you've seen in the fish room, they were the sliders and all that kind of stuff, and they gave me a really good deal as well. So more than happy to work on them, but they're obviously very busy at the moment as well. So hopefully they will be coming in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, like I say, they haven't actually sent me an invoice or anything like that yet, so I haven't actually paid for anything. Oh, what's Callum done that needs to be good? Has he upset someone? Best price on stickers. I had another one of them today on an old listing. If you're in my Facebook group, you may have seen that. What is it about these Facebook marketplace things where you put in the thing, I'm selling a purple widget, it costs £50, it's located in Sheffield, and the questions are always, how much is it, where are you? What is wrong with these people? Did they just not read? Did they see something completely different? So hence the best price emoji. If you become a member of the channel, you get to go best price. Properly grinds my gears. And the thing is, if someone just said hello or started a message with hi, even, not just a demand of best price. I'd give you a discount. I'm selling 50 quid's worth of marine rock. You can have it for 25 quid if you just say hello in the message. Anyway, breathe. Is the sticker swap sort of an advertise you and an advertise me sort of thing? I guess it is. It completely bypassed me and I had no idea what the hell was going on. Oh, the chat's going crazy again. I can't keep up with it. Josh and Big Time Fish Keeper, did I forget to send you some stickers? I apologise. I'll send you some stickers. Once Phil sends me my new stickers, I'll send you one of them. How about that? Do your neighbours know what you keep in your garage, Graham? Most of them do. Well, the ones that I like to. Might have said too much there. Josh, please can I have a sticker for my tank rack? Planning on doing a video. Yeah, so if it is just a sticker swap and it's all about sharing things and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, go for it. Everyone should be swapping. And I'll reply to all those people that I just thought were weird. Steve says, nice one, asked for a few tanks for the new fish room, so check them out. Yeah, they're very reasonably priced. I've had, and they do some, not weird sizes, but I had some very specific sizes that I wanted to get for my fish room, and they were the only company that did those ones as kind of standard. And when they came with the sliders, they came really well packaged. There's a video on my channel somewhere of me unboxing them all. They're very good. Pardon me. Fish room question time. Yes, let's try and get back to that. Let me quickly run down everyone. Any advice on adding a pressurized CO2 to an established planted tank pH swings, etc.? You will get pH swings if you add CO2. It's just the nature of the beast. What you want to do is, and I have learned to my cost, when you start with CO2, if you haven't done it for the tank before, start very, very slow. So keep the bubble count way down, let it run for a week, monitoring all the time. I advise test strips, whatever the cheapest one is, so as you can multiple times a day you can do tests and make sure your pH isn't going wildly from one end to the other, and then you should be fine, and then eventually you'll get it up to the right level. I like when a seller says if they add up, is it still available? First question, is this still available? Well, I figured that one out because that's what Facebook pre-populates the chat thing with, where they will say, oh, we've had another thing, a noise. What was that? Philip Rounds has become a member. Thank you very much, Philip. It pre-populates it with, do you want to ask them a question? It pre-populates with, is this still available? So some people who are just pressing the button, I kind of get that. So I'll let them off with that one. But then when you can tell they're actually typing the messages and it's like R, the letter R, U, the letter U, selling, spelled completely incorrectly, and then this. And you're like, well, of course I am. What do you think I was doing? Anyway. Actually been looking for glass to use in an aquarium. Yeah, there you go. Blame the beer, definitely. Blake's Aquatics has done a few funny videos about selling fish on Gumtree. I'll have to have a look at that. 72 viewers? No way. That's got to be some kind of record. My God. And 69 likes. Even when I was giving away hundreds of pounds worth of stuff and I didn't get that many viewers. Paul McKenna, I'm trying to breed my bristlenose plecos. I know it's supposed to be easy, but the female seems really aggressive. That's actually a good sign, because that means they're getting close. I've got a billion bristlenose plecos, and I think I was in the place you were maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where everyone just kept telling me, oh, you need, if you want to breed bristlenoses, all you need is bristlenoses and water, and then it'll happen. And I'm going, well, I've had them in this bloody tank for years and they're not doing anything. When it clicks and when they get there, they go mad, but it can take a while to get there. So what I did to get over that was almost conditioning, I guess you could call it. Lots of live foods, lots of different varied foods. keeping an eye on them to make sure they were actually feeding on those things. And once they get up to condition, that's when they're more likely to start breeding. And then they did literally just take it from there, and they got it on themselves. Pardon me. But yeah, if you're on Facebook, I know you are on Facebook, join the group, ask some questions, show me some pictures, and we can have a chat about it. Welcome Philip, welcome Simon to the Hero Adventurers. Oh, I don't know if I've got room on the end screen, I'll have to make everyone's pictures move around. Buy a quality dual stage regulator. That's some good advice. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I don't think it's necessarily essential, but yeah. The thing most people talk about there is there's a thing called end of tank dump, that if you don't have a quality regulator, the tank will use the CO2 and it'll handle it all perfectly, and then it'll get to a certain stage and it'll think it's almost empty and it'll just go and throw everything in. And to avoid that, you need a good regulator. What test kit do I use? Seen NT Labs has taken over API in popularity. I use all kinds. I've always been an API guy. I've used the API test kits. I've moved to JBL, primarily because they sent me a load of test kits. But I bought my own, the JBL Pro Scan ones. It's down in the fish room. I really like them. They're the test strips that you use with a phone with an app, but API make a version as well. But the JBL one was very easy to use. It works in all different kind of lighting conditions. But I still use the API kit, and I've got a JBL Pro test kit as well, which is quite good. And that's good for more precise measurements. I find the test strip ones are always a bit off from what I was expecting. So when I'm using the test strips, if I've been using the API or the JBL Pro kits, it might tell me my pH is, I don't know, 6.8, something like that. And if I use the test strips, it might say, oh, it's 7 or it's 6.5. But they're still consistent within each other. So the thing I really like about using the ones with the phone app, where's my phone? Lost my phone. The thing I like about the phone app ones is that it keeps a history, so you can see trends and graphs and things. So even if you don't really trust it, if you don't know whether it is 6.5 or if it is 7, you know when it's gone up a bit or down a bit, so you can track it that way. So I think they're really good for the quick, easy tests. But if I want to know something a bit more specific, I do like the API, even though people moan about the API one, and I really like the JBL one because that does seem to be quite consistent and precise. 2, 3, 4 and breathe, yes. As an IT person, API is a really weird company name. Yes, it does make me think, oh, what is that? Tetra test strips, yeah, nothing wrong with them. To help me help Graham, stickers or car static stickers? Oh yeah, let Phil know in the comments what you would prefer. Never seen those ones with the phone app, need to check it out. Yeah, JBL Pro Scan, I think it's about 25 quid. Let's have a look. No, wrong website. And they come with a little test card. You get an app that you download on your phone. Can't spell. There you go, 20 quid. It's even cheaper at the moment. Let me show you this. Well, is that going to give away my address again? Thank you, Josh, for making sure weirdos don't attack me in my home. I don't know if I can post links into the chat, but we'll try. There you go. That's the JBL Pro Scan, if you're in the UK at least. It's only 20 quid at the moment. I paid a lot more than that. Yeah, 25 quid I paid. Really happy with it. Pardon me. I think test strips are just one of those things where everyone has a favourite and they like to tell everyone else that it's wrong. Certainly my experience in social media is that's what happens to people. Any of the test strips, a really good tip is to cut them in half long ways, and then you get twice as many. I've got some German. I have some standard grade German. Urban Hefner, hello, wie heißt du? Is that where do you work? Where do you live? Where do you live? Wo wohnst du? I can't remember. What's Dougie saying now? Anyway, I was asked about my fish room and the costs and things of building a fish room. And just so as I remain consistent and don't trip myself up, I'm going to have a look at my own website and see what I said about that many moons ago when I actually built my fish room. I called it my fish roomette. So let's have a look at this. Alistair, if you're watching, you're about to be embarrassed. So there you go. This is my... Before I became a fish weirdo and got completely engrossed with fish, this was the tank that I had. And that's my son when he was, I don't know, 3 or 4 or something like that. I think this was taken just after he dumped the Sky remote into the tank. He was very pleased with it. I was less so. But yeah, we had a garage, and then I got to play with it. Where's the... I thought I had a gallery of pictures. Oh, is that what this is? So there is in here. This was my garage before I decked it out. It was just full of paint and all that kind of stuff. So we still needed some storage, so I wasn't allowed to take the whole garage. But I insulated the garage door with some polystyrene, and then put some, basically just taped some insulating material to it. I built a little wall as well to keep some of the heat in as well. I was dead proud of that wall. First time I'd ever plastered anything properly. Then I got some of my racking. I got some of the electricity installed. This is the Big Dug racking. There's my HMA filter, which brought the hot and cold water in. And that was my first 2 ever tanks that I had in the fish room, which was a Discus breeding setup with a sump underneath. And then a little bit more like what we had. That's my first successful Discus breeding project. God, I've remembered these fish a long time ago. And then I've got some prices. So if you want to know more about the Discus or the fish room stuff, I've done a post on my website. Go and have a look at it. It talks through every stage of me buying the racks, doing the building work, getting the water in, how easy the racks were to do, where I got my tanks, all that kind of stuff. It was all covered in reasonable detail, at least. So if you want to know about fish rooms, go and have a look at that. Wie geht's? Let's have a look. Oh, it keeps going. Chat goes mental. I really need an assistant that can work the chat properly. API doesn't go to Germany. Oh, I'm surprised by that. I thought you could buy them on the German Amazon. Maybe not. Subscribe to... Oh, Nightbot's doing something useful. Subscribe to Aquarium Adventures. I only remember random useless words from secondary school German. As do I. And now I can't remember any of them. That must be either the beer or the mental problems. But ich bin 12 Jahre alt is all I can remember, which I think means I am 12 years old. Wo wohnst du? Ich arbeitet and... Yeah. this is terrible. I mean, there's so many people there that speak multiple languages, and I can say I'm 12. Thankfully, Urban Hafner knows a bit of English. Which of your foods are best for colouring up big Central American cichlids, please? I don't really have any foods that are good for that, unless your big Central American cichlids will take flake. Then I would advise my krill flake and bug flake are quite good at adding colour. Gamma shrimp, I don't know how much colour they add, if I'm completely honest, but they are readily taken by my flower horn, for instance. But my flower horn I feed with, I've got sent a massive care package from Michael at Michael's Fish Room for Excalibur foods for flower horn, so that's going to keep me going for the life of the flower horn, no doubt. So I mostly feed that to them. But yeah, all my food's listed on my website. You can go and check it out. It's my USP, if you like, is that I only sell the things that I use, so that's why I like them. But they're not the only ones I use. Do you guys keep live plants with your discus? I do. Go and check out my videos. You'll see some of my plants that I keep with my discus. My favourite German word is Schmetterling. Schmetterling. I don't know what that means, and I might be offending all kinds of people. Butterfly. Ah, of course. Why wouldn't it be? Mountain goldfish. You've missed everything. Yeah, we're not quite finished yet. Handshook and Krankenwagen. I like that one. Yeah. Right, shall we do the second giveaway, and then we'll... What else did I write down here? Sump's Fish Room Stability, Seachem Stability. I don't know. The jury's out. I've always used Seachem Stability when I was setting up a new tank. Before I got hundreds of tanks and hundreds of filters, when I wanted a new tank, I've always used Stability, and... How should I phrase this? Nothing died. Now, that doesn't mean that Stability was doing anything. It might mean that my other efforts to keep things alive worked, but it seemed to work and I liked it and it didn't hurt anything, so I kept doing it. I've not used it in years, if I'm honest, because like I say, I've got a sump full of extra media, so whenever I want to start up another tank I just take a sponge out of there or take a bag of gravel or whatever and I can start up a new tank immediately. Seachem Safe, Seachem Prime, love them for emergencies and as dechlorinators. Seachem as a company, I quite like it. It's Matrix products and all those kind of things. I think they're all good. I don't know. I've never gone to the point of scientifically proving any of these bacteria in a bottle type products. So I don't know how effective they are or whether we're just lucky. Who knows? Pardon me. Try switching to top chat instead of live chat and see if that helps. How do I do that? Oh, I'm already on top chat. I might try the other one, see if that helps me any. Is your favourite British saying, best price? It's one that I'm hearing a lot these days. I guess that's the way to look at it. Favourite ever fish and least favourite. My favourite ever fish as a kind of genre, that's not the word I'm looking for. Discus is my favourite type of fish. My favourite ever fish as in a specific fish. Probably at the moment it's going to be Humphrey because he's the most entertaining, even though he does try and bite my finger off every time I go near him, but he's probably the most interactive fish that I've got at the moment. The Discus. My son's bedroom is behind me and I think he's playing something on the Xbox because I don't know if you can hear this, but there's all manner of noises there. what I was on about. So favourite type of discus, favourite type of fish is discus, favourite actual fish is probably Humphrey. In the past it was probably my Fahaka puffer that I had because he was very interactive as well. So yeah, my favourite fish that I've not kept is probably a draw between Oscars and snakeheads because I really want to keep some of them. But again, we'll go back to the space issue. Least favourite fish. I've never had one that I didn't like. I've had some fish that were arseholes before, but I like most fish. I've never really liked the idea of parrotfish. They just, I've always kind of looked at them like, what's that? I've never liked some of the glowfish, but I more of a personal thing. I also don't like tanks that have pink gravel, but that's fine if you like them. So that's me anyway. Scrolling all over the place. Scott Haddo is finally here. Sorry he's late. That's alright. Come whenever you want. Courtney says, Cal and I have... what does it say? Cal and I have rescued another turtle this week called Poppadom. Well, when I get my new place... Oh, I've gone all dark again. If I do ever move house and get a big place, I'll definitely be having a turtle tank in there, so I might have to take some of them off you. Might start my own rescue. Right, giveaway. So, towel, if you don't win, you can go and buy one off the website. Oh, I need to stop doing that. Very soft towel, slightly smelly, some mucky doings. Brilliant towels. So we'll go over to Nightbot again, and I'll say right now, if you win this one, Kaylee, I'm banning. Can you ban one person? Well, we're going to have a rule that only one person can win one prize per night. So if Kaylee wins this one, we're definitely not getting it. So this time we're going to be using the phrase squished into one word. Drum roll. Mucky doings. So in chat, click the like button, click the subscribe button, type in chat mucky doings, and I'll just sit here and enjoy my beverage while I wait for you all to do that. Yes, let's have a video of Poppadom. Let's see that. And everyone, go and check out Callum's channel, Smith's Fish Room. There we go. Getting some mucky doings coming in now. I think the reason that you get to see what Nightbot announces before you hear it is there's a bit of a delay in the video part, but the Nightbot bit is instant. Josh says, I think the word should have been, don't let Kaylee win. I mean, that's very unfair. It's not Kaylee's fault she won. Everyone's got as much of a chance of anyone else. Statistically, it's not unreasonable or unheard of that the same person would win twice in a week. Well, Kaylee should definitely enter just to see. But if you do win, I'm banning you. Remember the rules. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, stand on one leg, do a twirl, live in the UK. I can't think of any other rules. Phil says it can be swapped for a polo shirt if wanted. I think, oh, very good. I'll take your word for that because I didn't see that message, but if it does. Towel or polo shirt. Right, last couple of seconds and then we'll do the countdown. So you might see, so I'll do a countdown. I'll click the roll it button here and you might see the Nightbot message before you actually see this, if that makes sense. Because there's a bit of a delay to the video and me actually pressing it, which is instant. So, 3, 2, 1, pressing the button. Good luck, Kaylee. Courtney Ayres. Courtney, you have won. Congratulations, Courtney. See, there you go. Nightbot has said Courtney Ayres has won the giveaway. Oh, you're too late, Nuno Jesus. So, if you've won either of those prizes, well, Kaylee, you don't, because I've still got your details from last week, but you need to let me know in the comments, not in the comments, send me a message somehow, email, Facebook, something along those lines, and you get your choice of towel or polo shirt. And I can't recommend the polo shirts enough. The quality and the embroidery. Yes, well done. There we go. Mucky doings. Oh, I feel quite wrong now. Mucky doings. Courtney wins. Right, what else did we have to talk about? Did I write anything else down? So click like, click subscribe, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. If you are one of the Facebookers or the Instagram type people, please go and have a look, as well as doing the Facebook group. I have a Facebook page, and that needs a like and a follow and all that kind of stuff. What's this? www.graham@aquariumadventures.co.uk. Ah, yeah, just graham@aquariumadventures.co.uk. It will get you through to me in email. Oh yeah, we've got two Courtneys. Courtney Smith didn't get one. You'll have to steal one of Callum's. I'm sure we can sort something out for some of my top subscribers. With my memory going, it might be worth just emailing me saying that you won. No, because, and I had to do this last week, I had to rewatch the live stream to make sure that it was the right person. So I will definitely be doing that. Something about Facebook, go and check it out. Well, follow on Facebook, that's it. So as well as liking the Facebook page, if you're in Facebook, you have to click the follow button, because I have no idea why, but it matters to Facebook. But I'm more interested in YouTube. So clicking the follow button, the subscribe button even on YouTube, that's the one that helps me out the most. So we had stickers, we've covered stickers. So if anyone wants to send me stickers, send me a message now. Now I won't think you're a complete lunatic, and I'll know what you're on about, and we'll do some sticker swaps. And if you have already sent me a message, I'll try and get back to you at some point. What else was I going to talk about? Sumps, fish room, stability, stickers. I had a thought earlier on about something. I went, oh, that would be interesting. Oh, so I saw something on I get one of the Facebook channels where people were talking about, I think it was one of the bigger YouTubers had started doing cash for questions, and I got into a bit of a heated debate with someone on PM who were saying everyone that does YouTube, all they're interested in is money, and they won't answer any questions unless you do super chats and things like that. And I had responded and said, well, albeit I am definitely not a big YouTuber, but I do live streams and have done for the last few weeks, and I don't do that. Oh, but you will eventually. So I would like to state on record, I will never do cash for questions, because I'm not a Conservative MP in the 90s. I don't think anyone was, but anyway. And if you ever catch me doing anything like that, I'd like you all to remember, all you guys here that were here before I was at 10,000 subscribers, if I ever do make it on YouTube and get a big following, I'm never going to do cash for questions, and never going to do super chats for questions. I'm more than happy for you all to send me super chats, and yeah, who doesn't like things like that? But I will never exclusively reject people and only answer questions that are attached to super chats. And if I ever do, remind me that I said this and point me at this video. But I won't. The thing is, super chats are a thing and much appreciated, and they do put a big button up on my screen and I see it. So if you do ask me a question attached to a super chat, I will see it and I will read it out. But I'm not going to only answer those. So I think, as much as I like to shill on this channel as much as possible, buy my fish food, buy my towels, buy my this, buy my that, that's great and all, but I do have a full-time job. I am not a YouTuber. I would love to be a YouTuber. Imagine if this was your job where you just sit here and talk pish for 2 hours every Friday. That would be absolutely fantastic. But this is not my job. This is for fun. It's a side hustle at best. I would love it if I got hundreds of thousands of subscribers and we could sit and do this with hundreds of thousands of people, and I had problems like not being able to see all the questions because there were so many of them, rather than my eyesight's bad or I'm an old man that can't keep up with things. So as much as I would love all that, and I do like people joining and I appreciate every penny that anyone ever sends me in a super chat, you do not need to do that to engage with me. And I can see why these guys do this, because if they do have hundreds of thousands of questions, they just can't see them all. But I would like to use my mods to highlight questions that are interesting rather than ones that are super chats. So if we do ever get to be a big channel and we do have super chats, I will absolutely answer all those questions, but not exclusively. I will definitely be going for the ones that become interesting, that I'll let my mod team pick and highlight for me. I don't know where I was going with that. So yeah, let's get hundreds of thousands of subscribers so I can quit my job. So my job being, so I work a full-time job. This is very much a hobby. It's as much of a hobby doing YouTube as it is keeping fish and looking after the fish themselves. The YouTube side of things is just as much of a hobby, and I want to be successful at it. So why would I not enjoy all the things that come with it? But at the end of the day, if I was doing this to make money, I wouldn't do this, because I do not make any money. As much as, so I think what was it? We got £2 earlier from Josh. Oh, that is fantastic. But if I'm doing this as a money making exercise, I would do a day's overtime at my actual job, or spend a bit more time doing something along those lines. Money is not the driving factor as much as it is really appreciated and understand that, especially in these days, with people being on furlough and being all kinds of things going on in people's personal lives at the moment. It's global pandemics here, there and everywhere. It's not about the money. I would love to get to the point where this was my actual job, but I'm going to keep this as the founding principle will be, this is not a cast for questions type thing. And that's just to shut up that guy on Facebook who was arguing with. But anyway, let's go back. I saw something. Jennifer says, Jay Scotland wants to know what my quarantine regime is. It's different depending what it is. So let me think about this. My Discus quarantine regiment is very different to my other fish regiment. So in general, for all fish, I like to keep them alone in a new tank for 2 weeks, and I'll use that 2 weeks to not to medicate them or anything like that. It'll just be to look at them, make sure that they're happy, and if there's something wrong, then I'll start looking at what treatments might be needed. And then after that, I generally give 2 weeks. Most things that I've ever experienced will show up in those first 2 weeks. After that, for Discus specifically, if I was to, and I just wouldn't do this anymore. I don't think there's any need to, but pardon me. We've got a bit of windy pops. If I was mixing Discus from different suppliers, I would use what they call the sacrificial lamb method, where you take one from your, so I would still do the 2 weeks thing. I'd buy my new Discus, get them in. Let's say I bought 6 new Discus, bring them in, put them in a tank in the fish room, keep them there for 2 weeks, monitoring them, making sure they're happy, they're not showing any of the signs that you look out for, clamped fins, darkening, hiding away, all that kind of stuff. And then I would take one of my existing Discus and put it into another tank, one of the new Discus, and put that in with that Discus together. So there's 2 Discus in there together, and monitor them. And what I'm looking for there is cross-contamination from the 2 different sets of Discus. So really you need 3 tanks at that point, because you've got your original tank that you quarantined from, your existing display tank, for instance, and then another tank to mix one from each of these 2 into. So that's really the only thing that I would do differently. And it's hard to say what you would do over and above that, because it really depends what happens during that quarantine period. It might be that, I don't know, if it was a puffer, I might worm it as a standard without waiting to see whether or not it needed worming. I might do worming. Most other fish, though, it would just be monitoring and seeing if anything needed to happen. It's all gone. Aquarium Co-op does it that way, but I can see why his live stream kind of needs it. Yeah, and I don't want to stop anyone doing it like that, because if it works and people are willing to do it, then fine. I'm not going to do that. Nightbot just called me a human. I'm digging a hole. I don't think I'm digging a hole. A question from Courtney Ayers. I can't see it. I can't see Courtney's question. Ask it again, we'll get to it. Today I learned about super chats. Yeah, well, I didn't know what a super chat was until the day I got one. I was like, ooh, what's this? Is this the year you'll finally give in and get a pond? No, it probably isn't. I mentioned a bit earlier, we're thinking of moving this year, so we're probably not going to do the pond. We're going to need to postpone that. But when I do get round to making a pond, I definitely do want a pond. I'd really love to have a pond. I'd love to have a koi pond. I think if I was staying here, it would be a goldfish pond or something smaller, chubunkins, that kind of thing. And when I do get round to doing it, I will definitely be documenting it, as you would see. But yeah. Well, Courtney Smith had a question. Right, let's go back. Too many Courtneys. Have you ever kept geophagus? I have. That was one of the arsehole fish. There is a video on my channel of me with my... This was me in my newbie days. I went to one of my local fish stores and saw some geophagus. Suraminensis, I think they were. And I thought, oh, they're cool. I quite like them. I'd never kept them before. I was unaware that they were colloquially known as earth eaters. And I said to the guy, oh, what are these? Can you tell me about them? So he went in telling me how they were dead timid, they were dead peaceful, that they were a lovely fish, and they did look like a lovely fish. And I said, well, I'm thinking about, are they suitable as discus tank mates? Oh, of course they are, yeah, definitely. Well, right, because they're quite expensive, and they were quite expensive at the time. I can't remember how much they were, but they were quite expensive. And it's a planted tank. Was that going to be an issue? Oh, no, they love plants. He wasn't lying. They do love plants. They love digging them up. So I bought 3 of them because they're best in threes. Another great advice. And this isn't even before the internet. I should have just gone away, looked them up, come back and bought them another day. But, you know, I'm an idiot. So I bought them, put them into my... Well, and I did the quarantine. I thought that was great. But I quarantined all my fish in bare bottom tanks, so I didn't notice anything funny going on there. So quarantined them, they were happy. I put them in the discus tank, they were happy. Day went past, no problems at all. Day 2, all my plants are floating at the surface. Day 3, all my plants are floating at the surface, and the tank is so cloudy I can't see anything, so they've dug up all the substrate. And I am irate for this guy. I was so pissed off. So lovely fish, but not suitable for the way that I tried to keep them. And I ended up breeding from them. I think I've got a video on my channel of them breeding with some fry. So I do like them, but I didn't know that they were earth eaters. I didn't know that they dug quite so voraciously as they did. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Are we having a raid this week? Yeah, we might as well. I think we should. I can't keep up with this bleeding chat, just stay still. Put half of your new fish into a tank, half in one of your existing fish tanks. See how it goes. Well, that is one way to do quarantine. Jonathan, ask your question. Yeah, ask. Look, I am not an oracle. I do not know the answer to most questions. So, any help from anyone else, definitely. Please can you all sub to my channel if you haven't already. This is my channel. Do shilling on your own channel. No, everyone go and check out Cameron's channel. Cameron's channel. Sorry, Cameron. Sorry, Callum. I'm just going to call you Smith. Everyone go and check out Smith's channel. Our worst fish is a giant gourami up for sale if anyone's interested. It is big though, yeah. It's a big cock. Yeah. They had one at one of my other local fish shops. They had one as like a shop fish where it would just sit and... Have you seen that one where the fish gets really irate up at the glass and it's giving it... Urgh! That would do that to everybody that walked past its tank. Knowing Greek helps understand Geophagus. It literally means earth eater. I know. I did not know at the time, and I refer you to my earlier statement about no question is a dumb question. You only know what you know. I know that now. Yeah. That's why us UK people, we're so uncultured, not knowing more than one language. I'm all dark again. I promise I'll sort out the lighting for next week. Come on. No, it's not happening. Oh, there was one more thing. I had a great idea. So this is the last thing. I'm going to finish at 11. Let's see. We've got 7 minutes left. Any questions? Get them in as quick as you can, and then we'll see if anyone else finds someone else to raid. Let's go and do that as well. But I have been super busy this week with my proper job and with my kids and with all the things going on in the world. I haven't made a video this week, and I've got lots of projects that are long-term projects of they need a few weeks to film and check results on things and all that kind of thing. So I don't actually have a video prepared yet. So if you know my channel and you know the type of thing that I do, and you know I have a little fish room and I have my discus tank and all that kind of stuff, what video would you like to see tomorrow that I could theoretically shoot in one day and edit and upload tomorrow or Sunday? So let me know in the comments. Let's have any kind of ideas that you've got, and I'll pick the best one and I'll make the video. I must admit, a lot of my videos are, I think of it in the morning, I shoot it in the afternoon, I edit it in the evening, and I upload it the next day, sometimes even all in the same day. So I'm not new to doing this type of thing, but yeah, let me know if you have any ideas and we'll see if I can do one of them. I'll put you all to work. There you go. And then there was light. I don't know what's going on with this. Some fish are immune to diseases they carry. They look fine in quarantine. You only find out when they're added to existing stock. Very true. And that's why I do the sacrificial lamb thing with Discus, because they can look fine. The reason I do it like that is because I want them to look good and prove to me that they are healthy in and of themselves. And then phase 2 is the sacrificial lamb side, where you see whether or not they're carrying anything that's going to affect the rest of your stock. Maybe I should do it with all fish, but I don't. Would you put Discus in a 250 litre community? I want them, but not allowed any more tanks. 250 litre is plenty for Discus. Whenever I'm asked, I say 180 litres is the minimum for Discus. It really depends what the rest of your community is, because Discus obviously like it a little bit warmer. They don't necessarily demand it to be 30 degrees like a lot of people say, because they will happily live at a few degrees below that. Certainly in the wild they don't live at 30 degrees year round. They do like it warmer, so obviously fish who do like it cooler. So I'll probably get shot for saying this, but I think you can take Discus down to maybe 26 degrees and still be okay. You are risking it a little bit at that temperature because they can be a little bit more prone to disease like white spot and things like that at the lower temperatures, whereas it's just not an issue at the higher temperatures. I have had tanks run cooler for a long time and not noticed any adverse side effects or anything like that. So it's a bit controversial, and if you were to ever have problems and go on a Facebook group and say, my Discus isn't looking right, what temperature are you keeping it at 25 degrees, they'll go, oh, well, that's the problem. So you would have to deal with that. But yeah, plenty big enough for Discus. If you did want to go for it, I would definitely get a bunch of them, because I think they're more problematic when you have fewer of them. Anyway, top 5 suggestions for Discus keeping, says Safe. Top 5 suggestions: get all the Discus you want at the same time. Get them from a reputable breeder. Join my Facebook group so as I can give you hints and tips. Feed a good quality food, and again, take advice. Well, that's probably number 5. Take advice from the person you get them from, because it's one of those things. If you go and buy fish from Joe Blogs down the road and then post on a Facebook group, you'll get conflicting advice. Whereas if you buy fish from a reputable breeder and then ask them for advice and you get a relationship going with them, you will have a lot more success, and they have a vested interest in about making you happy and getting you to come back for more at a later date. But most of the other way to look at that is the 5 worst things you can do is buy one Discus and then another one and then another one and then another one, and keep introducing them. The opportunity for disease and introducing problems is over and over again. Buying from one breeder and asking another breeder for advice, terrible. Feeding poor quality food, it's obvious really. And I already can't remember the other 2 things I said, but that should cover it. A performance on my guitar. Nah, not drunk enough, sorry. Looks like a fish room tour. If that question was aimed at me, it's called Fish Room Friday, and I'm pretty sure he mentioned during a tour weekly last week. I don't know what that is. Next live stream, free embroidered hoodie if you can say where Graham's from. I'm going to have loads of people messaging me trying to steal my identity now. Right, we've got 1 minute until 11 o'clock. I've almost finished my second beer and I need a pee. Have we got any suggestions for a raid? I don't think Scotland's close enough. I'm from Glasgow and I live in Sheffield. I think he meant what part of Glasgow am I from? So who else are we going to... Who are we going to raid? Has anyone got any suggestions? Not Welsh. I've already forgotten the chords of the song that I was going to sing. I was not going to sing your song, don't worry. Should all go and check out Paul McKenna. So Paul, who was in the stream tonight, he does a stream. Is it every Saturday you do it? He does a stream every Saturday. The Paul McKenna Band. He's a very good singer. Why will that not work? That's not happening. So have we got any suggestions for a raid yet? Let's have a look on the a golden nugget, zebra plec, and king plecos. Maple Street Aquatics again. Welsh weeks. I can't read and play, and I can't even play at the best of times. I can't read what's going on here. Yeah, there you go. Paul, he tries to do one every Saturday, and I try to check them out every Saturday. Well Street, just be careful, some plecos get rather large. Check Tropco online. Yeah, Tropco is really good for online purchases. They tend to have a really good stock. They're a massive place, and I did want to go down and tour Tropco, so they're pretty big. And if you are interested, a lot of the, I mean, most plecos, the common plecos and stuff, you don't want them in your tank, unless you have a big massive tank, obviously. But the bristle noses and most of the other ones, they tend to stay small. Golden nuggets, perfect for discus tanks, and a really pretty fish as well. Right, Maple Street Aquatics, they should be starting about now. For some reason it won't let me post in the chat the link, so someone else is going to have to do it, but we're on the countdown. Does anybody know what song that was? Should we do it at Wonderwall? Not virtuoso. Let's go and we'll raid Maple Street Aquatics. Someone post it in the chat. We'll sign off now. I don't think my bladder can take any more, but thank you all ever so much for joining. I don't think we've ever had quite so many people join a stream. 85 likes we've managed. 85 likes. I don't think that's ever happened before. 85 likes, over 80 people at one point. This is fantastic. Thanks everyone that's joined. Thanks everyone that's joined as a member. Thanks everyone that's super chatted. All those good things. It's been emotional, but we'll leave it there. Let's pop over to Maple Street and say hello. He popped over and said hello to us, so why not? See you next week. Bye! Oh, the other thing about video ideas. I didn't see any, but I will check back afterwards. See ya!